Okay, y'all. I'm ready. It's been a long day. Long day, but I'm here, okay? First of all, y'all are dope. Like, what? I get on YouTube and I'm like, wait a second. Is these the views? Are these the comments? Like, you don't know how long I've prolonged this. How scared I was to start a channel, how scared I was to be vulnerable and to put myself out there, and also how unworthy I felt. Feeling like I didn't have anything to say, that I didn't have anything of value for someone. So please know that the time you take to comment and let me know and share with me how what I've said and how what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing is impacting you, please know that that impacts me tremendously. It warms my heart. It encourages me. Like, it encourages me to keep going and to stay on this track, and also to know that I have something that someone needs in this world, in this space, you know? And that is what the Dream Garden is about, you know? A safe space to really cultivate dreams, you know? And I am so, so grateful to all of you. I love you all so, 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 so much. And I'm sorry that I haven't been able to respond and reply. You know, I'm so busy in this move. Um, our flight leaves in about 2 weeks, and I still have to clear out my entire apartment. And also, I don't have a computer right now or a camera, so I'm doing everything on my phone, you know, recording and trying to upload on Facebook. So it's quite the task, but I'm here. We're here. I'm so grateful. Um, and I'm very, very appreciative. Like, you guys are dope. Like, what? I'm like, that, what? Are you talking to me? Like, too often we feel like, yeah, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I'm doing this, but it's not a big deal. Or, yeah, I did that. Whatever, no big deal. We play ourselves so small. And you guys make me feel so grand. So grand. Oh, I am so grateful. Okay, I could just tell you, sit on this camera and just tell you how grateful I am for this whole time. But I won't, because I have something else to say today, this evening. Um, I want to talk about change, how to truly change, or as I like to say, how to come back home, how to return to your authentic self, right? Um, and so there are seven points that I want to hit on today that I kind of got from a post I saw a while ago. It was a pyramid, and it had like these 7 steps to get to the top of the pyramid, which was self mastery. The first step in the pyramid being self awareness. So I'm going to kind of draw from that as my foundation from which I'm going to speak on today. Um, and I'll try to figure out how to put that picture in the video somehow. But if I can't figure it out from my phone, I will post it on my personal Instagram page, which is truthfully underscore Yahya, Yahya. And I may post it on the Dream Garden's Instagram page, which is at Dream Garden Network. I haven't been posting a lot lately on there. I've been really posting on my um, personal page, But that page is up just in case in the future I do decide to kind of utilize it a little more. Okay, so now that that's out the way, let's get it popping. Um, so self-awareness, that's the first step. I always knew that there were things I wanted to change about myself, certain behaviors, certain thought patterns, even within my family, certain cycles that I would notice I knew I wanted to break, cycles of thought patterns and cultures that have been embedded, even in my community, and then even in the world. So, sorry y'all, but from micro to macro, I was seeing a level of things that I wasn't okay with and that I knew I wanted to change, right? Um, Abraham Hicks, who does a lot of work on the law of attraction, says that when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. So that's really where it starts. I knew, like, okay, there were certain thought patterns that I had, thoughts of limitation and lack and scarcity and not enoughness, all of these false things that had materialized in the physical world, but were not true to who I truly was and who we all truly are, right? And from there, the second step is self exploration. And I began to get curious and to look inside me and to question and to wonder why I did certain things, why I was triggered to react in certain ways, why was I behaving in this way. Um, from relationships with people, friendships with people, to certain dispositions. Like, I began to get curious about my own self and to explore that. I want to note that during this stage of self exploration, to please be kind to yourself. For example, I knew that I wanted to change negative thoughts. Some of us have been hardwired from experience, from physical experience, and maybe just our environment from our parents or, influential people in our lives to think negative. We have been really trained to think the worst. I often heard so much, growing up, I heard so many people from peers that were my age to even elders saying, oh, hope for the best but expect the worst. And I even kind of started to say that. And in hindsight, I see how dysfunctional that mind frame is, especially when you're talking about, the law of attraction, one of the 7 universal laws. Thoughts turn into things. Whatever you think, you attract, right? So be kind, because I was really hard on myself. So I knew I wanted to change these negative thoughts, right? That was my self-awareness stage. I said, okay, well, I don't always want to be thinking negative. I don't always want to be thinking, I hear somebody chuckle on the train. I don't want to think, are they talking about me? I knew that from the self-awareness standpoint. And so the self-exploration part, it took me a while to really get into that groove because I was so hard on myself. And when I would notice and recognize a negative thought, then I would get mad that I was having a negative thought, which totally defeats the purpose, right? So I got into like meditation and started really like researching like, you know, different Buddhist monks and teachers and practitioners, and Pema Chodron, I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. I came across one of her audiobooks, and she really talked about being compassionate and kind and to yourself, and that's really what helped me get into the self-exploration stage, because I was really stuck in self-awareness. I was totally aware of the negative, thoughts and things that I had going on, that I was just stuck there. So, you know, um, Buddhism really helped to bring out the compassion in myself, right? So, the third step after self exploration is self discovery, which is really fun. Like, really, really, really fun. I began to unearth these deeply rooted traumas and pains, and even just, habits I just picked up from my environment, right? That just weren't serving me. We are social creatures, and it is very easy to pick up on, habits that really are no good for us, right? So that was a really fun stage for me. And from self discovery became self understanding. So much clarity. I was able to get to the big why I was doing certain things, why I was triggered, why I was getting into certain habitual relationships with certain, trends of men, or even, just habits, about being in public and interacting with other people, and the way I was with myself. Um, I began to understand, right? And that's another piece that where compassion came in. Through my understanding of myself, I truly began to understand where I was coming from, and then I didn't feel so crazy. Okay, and I come on, I was so. It's like you can really get stuck in that self awareness stage, especially with this era we're in, this self help era. And spirituality is definitely coming more into the forefront as more traditional religions are kind of losing steam. It's so much information out there that's telling you how to be, what's wrong, what's right, what's healthy, what's not healthy, that you can get stuck in that self-awareness stage and just be pointing that finger at yourself, beating yourself up, locking yourself, in this prison. And so, self-understanding was a great phase too, okay? The fifth phase or step is self-love, okay? You see, I have one of my favorite stones here, rose quartz, which I use a lot to work on my heart chakra. Um, Favorite, it's my son's favorite too, and it's shaped like a ball, so he likes to take it. But yeah, self love, you begin to see the story behind your present circumstance, the story behind your behaviors and your thoughts, and you see that it's not really me. You know, you begin to see, and you begin to see that it's not you, and you begin to want to unearth who you really are outside of your pain, outside of your experience, outside of your disappointment, outside of your rejection. You begin to identify with things other than that which has happened to you physically in this earth, okay? Mm. Outside of your human experience, okay? You get to really begin to love yourself for who you really are, because you know who would I be, who am I outside of all of these things, right? Sixth step is self transformation. Let me say this, y'all. This is a battle, okay? This is a battle between you and you, me and me. And I was going to tell y'all it's a battle between your old self and your new self, but honey, no, it's not. Because if you want to keep it 100, your old self, your oldest self, your truest self is not even your trauma. It's not even your pain, honey. But because before you were even born, before you even thought of, your life had purpose. So what does that tell you? I don't care what family you was born into. I don't care what hood you was born into. I don't care what happened to you. I do care though. I care. I love you. But what I'm saying is, before all of that, your true essence. Once you strip all that away, ooh, it's greatness. It's life and love. It's it's God's greatest creation here on earth, physically here. You had a plan, okay? Oh, mm. That's really important for me because there was a point in time where I got stuck in what was wrong and what happened to me. And yeah, I had to really, face what happened to me to get past it. But don't get stuck there because that's not who you truly are. It's not who you're meant to be. You can move beyond that and journey inside yourself. That's what this whole journey is about, from self-awareness to self-mastery. Oh, don't get me started. So the last step is self-mastery. And that's when, because you've been able to go inside and you've been able to learn yourself, discover yourself, understand yourself, love yourself. Come on now, you're getting to know you, your real self. Then you're a master. You know your triggers. You know the narrative that you're constantly telling yourself in your mind that colors the way you see the world, that colors the way you interact with people. Okay? Oh, sorry. Now you've taken back your control. Now things aren't just happening to you and you just feel like, why? You don't know why. You don't know, I don't know why I'm this way. That's just the way I am. I don't know. No. You take back your control. Isn't that empowering? Yes. You take it back. And because you've built up this kindness and this understanding for yourself, you are able to radiate that to others. And then when people do things to you or you witness things, you have a more well-rounded, a holistic approach to understanding and even relating, okay? Even relating to them. Um, what I want to say is that this is a journey. It's eternal. It's infinite. It doesn't end. Um, there was a point in time where, and still to this day, I'm like, oh, I'm shocked when I have a hiccup or I hit a speed bump and I have negative thoughts, or um, I'm not as understanding or as patient or as kind with myself or with others. And I'll beat up on myself and be like, what? You know this. Like, you've been meditating, you know, you're aware of all of these things. But one thing that I heard someone say is that this journey of into yourself is, first of all, it's all spiritual. This is spirituality, finding yourself, going within yourself to seek, right? This is not like a degree that you just get and it's done and you hang it on your wall and it's over. That's what this person said. This is something you work at every day. Every day, okay? So I feel like these 7 steps really encompass what it means to really get to know yourself and understand yourself for yourself. And what you find and what you discover is nothing but love. No matter what you've done, no matter what's been done to you, you know, you find this sense of humanity, this connectedness to all people. That, wow, You know, we have all been through things, and we have all, you know, done things, and we all have a story, but we are so much more than that. And you have the power to tell your own story, your new story, okay, for what you want it to be. Um, I want to read something really quickly from a book that I got. This is by Paulo Coelho. He is the author of The Alchemist. This is not The Alchemist. However, I will be making tons of posts about The Alchemist because that book is my Bible. Like, that woke my game up, okay, about following your dreams. And it is so appropriate for this channel and my lovies here in the Dream Garden. But this one I got because I got The Alchemist and loved it so much, I wanted to get some more of his books. So I don't know if you can see it. This is called Warrior of Light. And I'm sorry, y'all. My legs need to stretch. So this is called Warrior of Light, okay? And it's short notes. It says short notes on accepting failure, embracing life, and rising to your destiny. Gems on every page, okay? And I'm going to read one of my favorites. I have it marked page 21. Ooh, I get so excited. So look. It says, every warrior of light has felt afraid of going into battle. Every warrior of light has, at some time in the past, lied or betrayed someone. Every warrior of light has trodden a path that was not his or hers. Every warrior of light has suffered for the most trivial of reasons. I'm sensitive, y'all. Every warrior of light has at least once believed that he was not a warrior of light. Every warrior of light has failed in his spiritual duties. Every warrior of light has said yes when he wanted to say no. Every warrior of light has hurt someone he loved. That is why he is a warrior of light, because he has been through all this and yet has never lost hope of being better than he is. What? Let me do that again. Because at first I know y'all was like, bam, shoot, are we really warriors of light? Yes, we are. Because it says that is why he is the warrior of light, because he has been through all of this and yet has never lost hope of being better than he is. You ain't supposed to be perfect. You are not supposed to be without fault. Come on, man. You are so worthy. You are so effing worthy right now. You are whole right now, complete right now in everything that you are. What? Please. You know what? I can't wait to bust out The Alchemist, because when we start talking about The Alchemist, shout out to Kendra and Pretty Boss TV, baby, for waking my game up, for awakening me to myself, that extra push I needed to do this. Because we read this book in our group, and I'm telling you, from page 1 and on, nothing but gems. I can't wait to speak on this, but it's going to have to go for another night because this video is already too long. I love you guys so very, very much. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for sharing your life with me, sharing your stories with me, and giving me your gratitude. I love you. And please, don't ever forget, you are whole right now, baby. Like right now. Okay? I'll see y'all in a little bit. I got one more video.